Good morning, everybody. All right, so I am sorry that I did not post videos this weekend. I was doing the crop at home floor, and I thought I would still be able to because our times are way earlier than the Eastern time. And I thought I'd be able to get them done in the evening. And after the day of doing the crop at home floor, I just didn't have it in me to do it. And I wanted to experience the crop at home floor a little different this time. So what I did is I went ahead and I did the pre-preparing stuff. And I'm kind of straightening still right now, but I did the pre stuff, and then I just tried to stick with her tutorials. And so if I tried to stay in the time, I did not pause her, which I had done in the past. I wanted to do it live and try that. And actually, I was surprised at how well it went. Now, some things I missed and I kind of guessed and whatever. And the other thing is, whenever she used the dimensional foam and the stuff she sent, it's not real dimensional, but it's dimensional. But she also did all these flapping pages, and I didn't have the page protector, so I just did the pages and then I stuck them in with to come back later and do it. I didn't put pictures in. I didn't embellish with the flowers because I figured I would wait until I had the pictures in to do the embellishments. And even without doing the dimensional, look at how thick. Look at how it's real small here, but when I get to here, see how thick it is. So I'm glad I didn't use those, because this is definitely going to have to be, I don't like the books to do this, and that's what it's doing. So I'll play around with it a little bit, but let me show you. I did not go into the craft room in the evenings or the afternoons here. I did not go into the craft rooms. So Friday I did have to go. Friday I had something that I had to do during the day. So I did have to do those later. I still did not pause them or anything. I stuck with it the way it was, and I got caught up. I was live on the third class for the first day. So they're not right. Not all of them are right. So because if I missed something, I just did what I thought and then moved on with her. So when you see my pages, you might say, wait, that's not right. You were supposed to do this and that. Well, maybe they're not all right. But I kind of really like the experience that way. I have found like the create that I sometimes got stressed about getting it done and doing it right, and and wanting to do it exactly like she does it. And that's what I try to do, exactly like she's doing it. To me, it's a learning experience. And so I try to do it exactly her way. But like I said, sometimes you just can't keep up. So this was my first one. And let me try to show you both sides. And it's really pretty. It's prettier than it probably looks. And when the pictures are on and the embellishments go on, this one, I had a little bit of trouble with the bows, getting them right. And so one of the things that I found was I made my bows way too big and everything way too big, and they wouldn't fit in. So instead of going through and cutting them and stuff, I added an extra, I don't know if you can see it, an extra pleat and just tucked it in. And that's the bows. And they're really pretty. I really like the technique now that I understand a little bit more. Okay, so like this right here was supposed to go to the top, and I didn't like it that way, and I thought, well, I'll just let it be the middle. And then of course it was too long, and so it hangs down. So, you know, that was kind of not right, but it still looks okay. And there's the other side, and I love it. I love this page. This page, and there's another page that's my favorite. Okay. And then this was where they're supposed to flip and flop and all of that, and the matting and all of that. I had a hard time keeping up with this one, but the pages are here, so when I get the page protectors, then I can do the flipping, flopping. I know this is not right. This is not right. I tried to figure it out, but I just was trying to keep up. So these here on the sides, you can see the gap. But when I put the page protectors and everything is in there, you won't see that. That will be, this back page will be here. Okay, let me go to the next page. This one, I absolutely love this page. So we threaded ribbon, and I think this one, I wasn't quite sure how exactly she put it all together. I kind of went on my own on that one. But look at that. Look how pretty that is. That border on the bottom, it's gorgeous. I love it. And there's the other side. And it's beautiful. And the paper is beautiful. I love this champagne gold. So there's a scratch in my paper here, but that'll be covered when I put a picture on there. Okay. The next page, look at these. I love it. Maybe this one is my favorite. Oh, it is so pretty. This one, she said to kind of bend it, and it bent. And then this one, on this side, I did. Okay, so the frame is here, but it's only held on by a little tiny bit of repositionable, the Crafter's Companion repositional dotty pin. There's just a little tiny piece on there holding that on so that I could come back later and put the picture down and then put that on top of there. But isn't that pretty? I mean, look at how pretty that border is there. And then with this paper here, you know, this was paper that we cut and put on. I mean, there's a little bend up there. I'm gonna fix that. But it's just beautiful, beautiful. Look, this one I didn't go through and bend, and I just stuck it in the page protector, and it's kind of bending on its own anyways. So that's good. So you can see, I mean, just beautiful pages. And then this one is this another flip? Yeah, yep, yep. This would be the other flip. So until I get my page protectors, it's all just sitting in there waiting. Okay, then we started the Virginia. And this is going to be like a journaling thing, or maybe some smaller pictures in here. Oh, these here, but then, and we cut away. Now, she called for mitered corners, and I found that I did do some mitered corners and had a harder time keeping up. So I thought, okay, I'm not mitering the corners, and you can see these corners are not mitered, they're just overlapped. And that's what I did. I didn't miter, and it still looks really pretty. And then this is the other side of that. So the phrase, like I said, they're just held on these might not even have the temporary, so the repositionable daddy. Then we have this, and these pages are really different, but you can see I did not miter these corners. My corners are not mitered. And at one point she said, if you're having trouble mitering the corners, then don't worry about it. But you can see these ones I did. I was able to get it mitered. And I think this one was supposed to have a different background paper. So it looks really busy on mine. I think I was supposed to use the other side, and the paper was just too pretty, and I thought, I'm not using the other side, I'm using this side. So I did that. And then this is the other side of that. So, and then this, this is my funny page, because this was where I had a hard time keeping up with what she was saying, and I kind of messed some of these up, and I didn't score them first. I just kind of folded them real quick, which actually I think for the way I did it didn't turn out too bad. I didn't see how they did their borders. I missed that part, so I just stuck borders on. I mean, it was kind of a, and then this one, she kind of bent these up and did like trays in them. And by the time you put them in here, it flattens. Anyways, now here's the other thing that I did. And you probably can't tell from looking at it. It's barely noticeable. But we had to run these frames in this paper also. And then this we cut out. And then the other pieces of the frame, I don't know what we were supposed to do with, but I thought, I'm not just wasting that. So I went ahead and stuck it as a backing for those. And so when you look at it with the dimension and stuff, you can see that little bit of pink peeking out. So I did kind of tweak it to my own little thing. You know, I did do my own, even though I wasn't supposed to. Now, let me tell you something that I want to point out, because I don't know if it's important or not, but just something that I had experience with. So I was die cut and I brought out my Gemini because my switch wasn't quite tight enough. I could have added to it, but I thought, I don't want to be messing with this the whole time, so I brought my Gemini 2 out. And with my Gemini 2 at the beginning, I was able to do just the 2 plates, the die and the paper, and it was doing everything, the embossing, the cutting, the whole everything. By the time I got to about the 3rd day, maybe the end of the 2nd day, I had done so much die cutting in my Gemini machine that it had loosened up. And you know how I'm always saying I like to try to keep my machines tight. But it had loosened up just from so much usage. And that happens. That's the way it works, right? They loosen up as time goes on and you use it. And so I was like, shoot, it's not doing the embossing very well. And I thought, I hate to bring in my magnetic plate because I didn't think I needed that much thickness. So I brought in the metal plate and it did it. It worked. So now with my Gemini, I can't just use the 2 plates. Probably in a basic die I can, but anything that's intricate or whatever, I now have to add in my metal. I'm sure as I use it more and more, I'm going to end up having to put the magnetic one in. But for now, like I said, I want to keep it tight, as tight as I can. But with wear, that's what happens, right? The more you use it, it's going to loosen up. And I did a die last night that I ended up having to run through twice. And I had to run it through different ways. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to end up having to stick my magnetic in already. But it was just, that die was just so intricate that was why I ended up having to do that. So, you've seen my pages. I told you a little bit about my experience. I didn't do the craft room. Like I said, Friday ended up needing to do the classes that I missed because we had something to do. And then Saturday night we had company coming for dinner. So as soon as I was done with class 3, then I had to get ready for company. So, yeah, I didn't do the craft room. I don't know exactly how it works and everything, and I have to do that next time, probably with the Create 10, because on the sale, the Create 10 was like $3.95 or something like that, which to me, I think they come out at like $4.95. Now that's $100 off. So I went ahead and ordered that during the sale, and I ordered the crop at home 3, the old one. It was like half price. And then I ordered the instructions for that because I don't think when you order it later, you're given access to the videos and stuff. So I got the instructions, and hopefully I can figure it out. I'll let you know how that goes. If that's something that y'all might be thinking about doing later on, is ordering them after the fact. Can we do them with just the instructions? Maybe we'll look into that a little bit. I'm a little cautious with the Anna Griffin stuff because she does not have like an angel policy that's very generous. She's a little she doesn't want you selling any of that stuff. She wants you to use it for personal use and that's it, and stuff like that. So I'm a little leery when it comes to the Anna Griffin stuff. putting stuff on. I don't mind showing it, and I'll do it, but, I mean, I'm just a little leery with that, so if that makes sense to you. And so that's it. So I will be back later with a real video. And that's it. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. If you participated in Crop 4 or not, leave a comment. Maybe about your experience and how it was and how you did it, and maybe we can have a little discussion in the comments about it. So I will be back later. In the meantime, everybody have a blessed day. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again. Bye-bye now.